Disaster officials are now seeing a clearer and bigger picture of Raleigh's damage. We now talk to Mark Timbal, spokesperson of the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. Good morning, Mark. Thanks for joining us. Now, we've been receiving reports of fatalities, mostly in Albay, and the Office of the Civil Defense in the Bicol region says 20 have died. Do you have an updated count, including the casualties reported in other areas?
So far, good morning, Ms. Rhea. So far here at the national level, we still have, for verification, a count of 17 fatalities, 16 coming from Region 5 and 1 from Calabar Zone. The other numbers that you've mentioned are still undergoing the usual verification procedures. It's possible that around 8 o'clock, once we receive the completed reports from the regions, we will be updating the numbers here at Central. We also have reports of 2 injured persons, one from Region 5 and another from Calabar Zone. And we're waiting for an update on possible missing persons coming from Region 5 as well. This is our figure as of this morning.
All right, so hopefully by 8 a.m. today, that will be updated. Now, Catanduanes is one of the areas badly hit by Raleigh, aside from flooded roads and damaged houses and infrastructure. Communication lines and electricity have also been affected. What is the latest situation there?
So far, as of yesterday, we have sent out the Rapid Emergency Telecommunications team from the Office of Civil Defense, and they were able to reestablish communications between NDRMC, the Regional Disaster Management Council of Region 5, and the Catanduanes local government before lunchtime yesterday. And the video teleconference was conducted between our officials. The Catanduanes local government unit was able to report their initial findings of the assessment. Also, various aerial assessments had been conducted yesterday, headed by various disaster management officials, our counterparts in the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Philippine Coast Guard, and these aerial inspections were done both in Catanduanes province as well as in other locations in Bicol regions.
Mark, how soon will electricity and water supply be restored in that area? I'm sure many residents are wondering. And what specifically is being done so far to restore those?
We have commitments with our telecommunications companies as well as the local water utilities and local power cooperatives that once the storm passes and they are able to deploy their staff and personnel to conduct the usual repairs for their damaged facilities, we can proceed with the restoration. However, I could not give a timeline for that, but our people are working around the clock to have these power lines, water services, as well as communication services restored.
All right, hopefully that is as soon as possible. Now, what about food supplies in affected areas and assistance to those who lost their houses or whose houses were damaged?
The initial food packs that are being used or being distributed in the evacuation centers are from the LGU stockpiles. But as part of the efforts of the NDRMC and the Regional Disaster Councils, various government agencies are sending supplies to the Bicol region as well as Catanduanes via air transport today. If I'm not mistaken, the first flight may have already gone this morning to the region from Villamor Air Base, but I'm still confirming this flight schedule. But this flight, the priority contents or cargo are relief supplies containing family food packs and other non-food items to be distributed to our evacuees.
And how many families will these relief packs be going to? In total, how many families have been affected?
So far, in our count for this emergency operations, the total affected population has reached more than 1 million people. But in the evacuation centers in Region 5, we have our count of more than 300,000. So the relief supplies going to Region 5 will be received by these 300,000 people.
All right. Thank you for sharing that information with us. NDRRMC spokesperson